Good morning. Welcome to day 23 of IELTS Speaking Part 1 examination series. The topic that we are going to discuss today is life stages. The very first question for today's class is, which stage of life do you enjoy the most? Okay. First question ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ stage of life like ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ baby ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ toddler ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚਾਈਲਡ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟੀਨੇਜਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਫਿਰ ਅਡਲਟ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ अर्ਲੀ 20s 'ਚ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਫਿਰ ਲੇਟ 30s 'ਚ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਗੋਲਡਨ ਏਜ ਦੈਟ ਇਜ਼ ਦਾ 올ਡ ਏਜ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ। ਬਟ ਗੱਲ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਲੇ ਯੰਗ ਹੁੰਦੇ, ਮੋਸਟ ਆਫ ਦ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਹੂ ਆਰ ਪ੍ਰੀਪੇਅਰਿੰਗ ਫॉर academics are mostly very young, so you have to choose from that stage of the life in which you are or one that you have experienced. Which stage of life do you enjoy the most? So the response analysis for this question is for band 6. I enjoy my current stage of life because I can learn new things and spend time with friends. This is a very honest and a complete answer. The person gave the direct answer and also provided the reason, which is a very good answer for band 6. For band 7, I enjoy young adulthood the most because it gives me more freedom and opportunities to explore my interest. Like when you are in your early 20s or late, like 18, 19, 20, 21, you are in university, college, you are very rebellious also, but you are also exploring the life. You are for the first time you start taking decisions for your own, whether it is about your education or which field you want to go or which profession excites you. And more to that, you try to do lot many things like learning new skills, new talents, and you come across a phase of life where you are knowing well uh, yourself, like you are becoming more aware of yourself, about the society and how the real world works. For band 8, at the moment I enjoy young adulthood because it allows me to balance personal growth, education, and future career planning. That is what I just discussed. Because you are at the stage of exploring, like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Like, this is the age when you start taking professional decisions. You come across your own nature, you start understanding your own behavior, you see the flaws in yourself while observing the society or your friends, and you start making plans for your career. Now, if we go for a masterstroke example for this question, it would be, for example, I can make my own decisions, pursue my goals, and develop or develop new skills independently. Because you are studying something, you know which profession you will go, you have very clarity at this stage. In the young adulthood, your mind is very sharp, so you can give this example and it is appropriate for this question. Now the powerful adjective while answering this question is independent. What is independent here? Able to make decisions without relying on others. Useful phrase for this question would be personal growth as an individual. Synonym upgrade would be freedom. The synonym for freedom is independence. The golden tip for this question would be, use the phrase personal growth to sound more mature and reflective. Like reflective in the sense, ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਲਾਈਫ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਸਮਝ ਆਉਣ ਲੱਗ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ, ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਸ਼ਾਰਟਕਮਿੰਗ ਸਮਝ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ, ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਯੈਸ ਦਿਸ ਵਾਜ਼ ਅ ਰੋਂਗ ਡਿਸੀਜਨ ਦੈਟ ਆਈ ਮੇਡ, ਐਂਡ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੀ ਅਕਾਊਂਟੇਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਲੈਣ ਲੱਗ ਪੈਂਦੇ, ਐਂਡ ਦੈਨ ਵੀ ਟਰਾਈ ਟੂ ਮੈਂਡ ਦ ਥਿੰਗਸ for ourselves, and that is the reflection. Now After discussing this question, the next question that should come into your mind is, which stage of life do you think is most challenging? Like, for the first question that we just discussed, it is what you have experienced, and here it would be maybe you have experienced, maybe you haven't experienced. Like, I have experienced life till late 30s. Okay, but I haven't experienced the life in the late 60s, 70s, 80s. Maybe I consider late 80s challenging, or maybe feel that teenager is the most challenging part of the life. So you have to just tell which phase you consider. Maybe you haven't experienced, but you may mention the one you think is very challenging, and this is your assignment. Now comes the second question. Do you think childhood is the happiest stage of life? Everyone says so until you have to do a lot of homework. So, the band 6 response would be yes, I think childhood is a happy stage because children have very fewer responsibilities. That is true also, and this is also a complete answer. For band 7, in many cases, childhood is the happiest stage because children can enjoy life without worrying too much. But let me give an example here. Not everyone or not every child have a happy childhood. This is a fact in life. So the person didn't say for all, but he said in many cases, and that is very natural answer, because somewhere like the children who are living in the war-ridden countries, they are not having a happy childhood. So it is not true for the kids who are growing into in abusive families, who are not living with their parents, or there are certain mishappening of financial crisis in which the child is being um, is growing. So we can't say in every case the childhood is the happiest stage of life, but in certain people or most of the children feel that that is the happiest phase of life or the stage of life. Band 8. I believe childhood is often the happiest stage of life because children tend to be carefree and less burdened by responsibility. This is also like this person said often, but in most of the countries in India, we often say often, but nowadays it is more of often. So don't laugh if someone says often, because nowadays more of the people are using often. Earlier it was often. Okay, but I think both of them are correct. It depends on to which nationality you belong to. Now here, the person said, I believe childhood is often the happiest. He believes that childhood is the happiest because children tend to be more carefree. Now this person didn't give any personal example, but he gave an opinion. This is opinion oriented answer, not a real the person is not telling about his childhood, uh, his friend's childhood, or any other personal example, but the person is giving an opinion for this answer that is also acceptable. Now, the masterstroke example for this would be, for instance, children usually spend their time playing, learning, and enjoying simple pleasures of life. Like you might have said that they will be playing with the clay, with their toys, they will be running here and there, they will be talking anything, like anything. They have dreams, they talk about their dreams. So, somewhere that's a very carefree and an innocent life that they are living. Now, the powerful adjective here would be carefree, free from the worries. Useful phrase for this question would be free from responsibilities. Instead of saying happy, you may say joyful, joyous. The golden tip: avoid saying only happy. You may use the words like carefree, joyful, or fulfilling. After discussing this question, there must be some more questions that should come in your mind. Like for my case, it was what is your favorite childhood memory? Memory is a separate topic, and the day 24 will be based on the topic memory. So every child has a very beautiful memory or something amazing or very funny one. So you have to discuss one of those memories, and it can be a personal one. It shouldn't be an opinionated one because this is the direct question that they are asking. Now, going to the or moving to question number 3. Which stage of life is the most difficult? I think adulthood can be difficult because people have many responsibilities. They are getting into a world where they have to be very alert, where they have to maintain their finances, they have to maintain their health, they have to maintain their families, they have to maintain themselves, and most important, they have to maintain their health. There are many challenges that they have to face at the workplace, at the family place, or in their day to day life. So, yeah, this is the difficult phase of life or the stage of life. For band 7, in my opinion, that's the right way to start any question. In my opinion, or if you ask me, adulthood is the most challenging stage because people must manage work, finances, and family life. And for the band 8, I would say adulthood is the most demanding stage. Instead of saying that it is the most difficult stage, they chose a very positively representing a something negative, and that's a very smart move. Is the most demanding stage since people often face financial pressure, career challenges, and personal responsibilities simultaneously because at the same time they are facing so many things. Being an adult, I know these challenges, and they are really like they sometimes move you to tears, but you have to be strong. That is a part and parcel of life. So, the masterstroke example here would be, for example, adults need to balance their careers, family commitments, and the personal well being. The powerful adjective would be demanding. What is demanding? Requiring a lot of efforts. Useful phrase here would be face financial pressure. The synonym upgrade here would be instead of saying or repeating the word difficult, you should go for challenging. Golden tip here would be give two reasons instead of one to make your answer more developed. Like there should be at least two reasons. Giving one reason is not wrong, but why not give two reasons if you have? That shows your thinking capabilities also and your analysis of the world. So, the question that came to my mind that I would really like you people to practice it would be what responsibilities do adults usually have? The answer is in the previous question only, but it would be nice if you add something on your own by looking at your parents, your grandparents, your elder siblings, your aunt, uncle, or anyone you know who are adult and are facing the life very strongly. Now, the next question for the class today is, do you enjoy spending time with elderly people? For band 6, it would be, yes, I do, because they have lot of experience. Yeah, because elderly people have wisdom, whatever we say. Most of them, not all. Nowadays, we can't say all. There are exceptions everywhere. For the band 7, yes, I enjoy talking to older people because they often share valuable advice, especially when you are about to lose the temper. Just listen to them. They will give you a word of wisdom that will take you a long way. For the band 8, absolutely. I enjoy spending time with elderly people because they possess a wealth of experience and offer valuable life lessons. This is what I call a very beautifully framed answer. Absolutely. I enjoy, say, that person. He is telling about their personal experience, and that person is not just saying, giving an opinion because see clearly, do you enjoy? The question is targeting you. So you should tell what you feel. You shouldn't be giving an opinion here. Okay. The masterstroke example here would be, for instance, my grandparents often share stories about their lives, which I find both inspiring and educational. Now, not like our grandparents, especially if there have been um, a wealth of experiences, that is a gem to have. Like sometimes the grandparents have done a lot in their life. Some of them have worked from scratch and built the castles. So those people are very smart. You may find them bitter at times, but the words that they say make sense. So having an elderly person in your family who has the wisdom of uh, who has the wisdom, who has the experience of life, and who has himself set up a position in this society on his or her own. They are the people who are the real people, and such people are inspiring, and they have lot to tell, and they can make you a person of words, a person of wisdom, and help you grow and help you take wise decisions in your life. The powerful adjective here would be wise, having a lot of knowledge and experience. Useful phrase here would be a wealth of experience. Synonym upgrade would be, instead of saying smart again and again, you may say wise. The golden tip, mention grandparents or older relatives to make your answer more person or making it give a more personal touch. The practice work for after this question would be, what can young people learn from older generations? And the next question can be, what the older generation can learn from the younger generation. Moving to the question number 5, is life better now than in the past? Yes, I think life is better now. No reasoning, just the direct answer. Band 7, yes, people have access to better technology, education, and healthcare, and that's a fact. Band 8. Overall, I believe life is better nowadays because technological advancements and improved living standards have made daily life more convenient. This answer could be better given by millennials because those people have seen a life without technology and with technology. And most of the older generation, also the people in their golden age, have experienced the same. So I would say, giving a comparison, one or two lines of comparison would have made this answer more better, in my view. The masterstroke example would be, for example, modern technology allows people to communicate instantly and access information easily. Powerful adjective here would be convenient, making life easier. Useful phrase here would be improved living standards. The synonym upgrade would be better. Instead of saying better again and again, you might go for the more advanced. Golden tip here would be, use a real world example such as smartphones, healthcare, or education. And I think go for the comparison also. That's what I feel. Practice work. What is the biggest difference between life today and life in the past? This is a very beautiful answer, and you should come up with a very good answer. It shouldn't be too long, but it should be from your own experience, what you have observed. Coming to question number 6, do people change as they get older? Yes, many people change. No, they have said here is, yes, people change as they grow older, but not all. For band 7, yes, people usually become more mature and responsible with age. They gave the reason also. Band 8 response analysis goes as, definitely, as people age, they often become more mature, patient, and experienced due to the lessons they learn throughout their life. But if we look around, there are certain elements or people who don't grow by age, they don't get wise. So you can just say, yes, many of the people change. They become more wise. They understand themselves. They understand the society. They have their experience in their hand, and that makes them a solid personality. But there are certain people who don't grow with age. Rather than that, they become more impatient, more rude, and they just try to dominate the other people with their witty acts. Now, the masterstroke example. For instance, many young people become more responsible after starting a job or managing their own finances. You might have seen some students are very mischievous when they're in school or universities, but once they are very egoistic, also rebellious in nature. But once they are into the corporate world or they are into business, you find them totally different from what they were years ago. That is the change that many people undergo when they grow. Powerful adjective here would be mature, behaving in a sensible way. Useful phrase here would be gain life experiences. Synonym upgrade would be change. You can say develop or develop. Golden tip would be mention how experiences shape personality over the time. And the practice work would include how do people become more mature? Very nice question. The stroke strategy for the topic. This particular topic is life formula. L for life stage. Mention the stage, childhood, adulthood, or the old age. I preferably go for the golden age. I don't say it old age. For I, it would be idea, give your opinion. F, give fact or an example. A real life example would uh, make a difference. E, elevate. Use one advanced adjective or phrase. I called because it was about the life stages. So the formula here would be life formula. Example, I think adulthood is the most demanding stage of life because people have many responsibilities. For example, adults often need to balance work and family commitments, although it can be challenging. It is also a fulfilling stage because it helps people grow and become independent. This is a full fledged answer using the life formula for this particular question. Now, the final golden tip. For life stages, examiners love answers that show reflection and personal insight. Childhood is good. Why it is good? Because it's fun. I don't think this is a strong answer. You should go like this. I think childhood is a joyful and carefree stage of life.